So if you want to be alerted to anything happening in a list, new items being added, items being not modified, this is something that you can set up yourselves. You have to set it up per list or per library, per calendar, but you get very solid control of this stuff, and it's something that's entirely within the user's ability to do. So I'm going to use the events calendar for an example. So I'm just going to open up the events calendar. To get there, I went to edit stuff on this home page, add edit events. And I'm going to come over to the calendar tab. This might say list, it might say library, but it's going to be the third tab in any setup. And you're going to come over here and find alert me, and you're going to say set an alert on this list. So the alert title is actually going to be the title of the email you get. So I like to be a little more descriptive. So this might be I'm going to make an alert right now for new event created in template calendar. It's going to send it to me. You can only edit and modify events for yourself. I can't even see your alerts. This is something that you'll have to manage as a user. We only support alerting via email. The text version is grayed out. You can actually set it up. But you do get some options here. So I'm going to say when new items are added, and then I'm going to say anything changes. This makes more sense if I was going to say all changes. I could say, okay, well, I want to be notified whether an event is created or whether an event changes. And in that case, I might want to say, like, okay, well, I only want to be notified if somebody else changes the event. Like if I go in and change one of the events, I don't need to be notified because I just did it. I know it. So you have these options down here, and you can even say things like, you know what, I only care if somebody modifies an event that I was the last person to modify, or modifies an event that I created. So you do get a lot of options here. You can get further options if you set up your own view, which I'll have to talk about in a separate video, but you could set up a view and say like, hey, I want a view that shows only events that have the category of meeting. And then so that would filter what you're seeing in that on the screen. And then you can create alerts based on that. So then it would be, well, I only care about new items being added that were of type meeting. But right here, we're just looking at basically everything because the view shows everything in the background. I also get a decision on whether to be notified immediately, whether to be sent a daily summary or a weekly summary. So you don't need to be notified every time something happens. It can send you a digest. I'm going to say notified immediately, and I'm going to say okay. And now I have an alert set on this. Now, anytime a new event is created, I'm going to get an email, and the title is going to be whatever I set in the title. If I want to see what alerts I have, I can just go to Alert Me and go to Manage My Alerts. I can see if I do have any alerts set, and if I have alerts set, you can click into them to change them. You can note that this interface right here is not for that specific list. It's all of the alerts. So let's say I had an alert set on to say, hey, I want to know when new rotator images are added. Or, hey, I want to see when new items are put into a scheduling system, or new bio entries are added. All of those would be displayed here. So no matter what list I go to manage my alerts from, it shows all of my alerts on this server. So you can just come in here, check it, change, say, oh God, I don't want to be notified immediately. Let's just change to a weekly summary. Maybe I'm going on vacation, and I don't want to have 50 emails when I get back just of weekly of new events being created. Just hit OK, and it changes it. And then if you don't want to actually have them, you can click on it and hit delete, and it'll remove that alert entirely. So that's the alert system in a nutshell.